Hey, we are live. We're live on YouTube. We're about to go live on TikTok and Facebook. Oh, this is going to be great because we're talking about something very important, which is this conversation is all about you today. I probably speak less about me and more about here's what I know for sure is that there are people here, especially as we're entering into this holiday season, this New Year season. There are many of us who understand that there's a shift taking place. There's a shift taking place. And when we talk about a shift, we're not just talking about the weather changing where you are, the leaves changing. No, we're talking about a shift that is so big that if you are not aware, you'll miss it. But you may be asking me, how can a shift be so big that if I'm not aware, I'll miss it? I'll break it down for you. Well, the shift is so big that only those who are tapped in, who understand, who are expecting it, will get it. And the mere fact that you're here joining me on TikTok, Facebook, to wherever you're joining me from, the fact that you are here means that you are in a position to not miss the shift. Somebody say I'm in position. I'm in position. Listen, I'm fired up because what I know to be true is that if we do not level up our thinking and make our awareness more pronounced, then the shifts that are taking place in this world will miss us. But I declare today that it will not miss you. Somebody say it will not miss me. What is meant for me will not miss me. What is meant for me will not miss me. And that is why I am only here only speaking not to all of you. I'm just speaking to 12. I'm speaking to 12 of you who are so committed to see a shift happen in your life that you're willing to just finally say that, listen, I don't care about what I've been doing. All I care about is where I'm going. Because a lot of times we can get so caught up in business as usual that we miss these shifts that come. And if we are not smart and or quick enough to say, okay, I need to wake up out of my routine, I need to wake up out of my comfort zone. If we're not aware and willing to say, I'm ready to wake up, then we'll miss it. So I just explained to you that there's a shift, number one. And I want to welcome you. Listen, there are many people who are here who are joining us on different platforms. So I want to acknowledge you being here, Fatima, Joyful, Colin, Stacy, Angela. Listen, you are here at the right place at the right time because I know chances are you're one of my 12. And the 12 that I'm talking about, because this message is not for everybody, but it's for those of you who are ready to see a shift happen in your life. And what am I talking about? And why 12? Well, I don't know about you, but I love to follow a man called Jesus. And when Jesus was moving from just his personal ministry, where he was anointed and appointed by his father, and he was now getting thrust into the ministry that required him to be God in man form and required him to meet with the people and fellowship with the people and do miracles. That shift that took place in the life of Jesus, he realized that he could not do it alone. And if you're like me, you realize that some of your greatest breakthroughs and blessings have been when you decided to partner. Somebody say, I need a partner, right? Because I've been on this entrepreneurial journey for 15 years. And the shift that took place for me was realizing that I didn't really want to do it alone anymore, right? And so what I've done, which is what I am encouraging you to do, those of you, not all of you, but those of you who are one of the 12, what I'm encouraging you to do is start to look at your life and your business a little differently. You see, you are in fact one person, one community, one individual away from your breakthrough. Somebody say I'm getting close. I'm getting close. Because when Jesus wanted to launch off in his ministry, he realized, listen, I am God in flesh. I am the I am that I am. But guess what? The I am wanted a team. He needed a team. And every leader he chose was a leader that already had something on the inside of them. Every leader that Jesus chose to walk with him, to go the distance with him, to do the great exploits, they already had something inside of them. Somebody type in the chat, Catherine, I've got something inside of me. I've got something inside of me. You've got something inside of you. And that's why I know that I'm talking to the right people. Somebody say, yeah, you stepped in the right room. I know I stepped in the right room. And the reason why I know that I'm in the right room is because I understand that I'm dealing with people who are special. You're special, especially if you are a business owner. The reason why you're special is because you were willing to bet on yourself to the degree in which you said, hey, I'm going to set up my LLC. I'm going to set up my LTD. I'm going to get some products. I'm going to create my banners on Canva, put up some posts. And you decided to take the leap. And when you decided to take the leap, you were putting all other options off the table. The options of sleeping in, the options of looking crazy and foolish in front of your friends. You took all of those things away and decided that you were going to take a bet on the gifts that God placed on the inside of you. And you're my type of people. I vibe with you, right? Because I have been where you are. But what I will say is that even as you have trekked up this mountain of entrepreneurship and you've had some great experiences, you've had some highs, and chances are you've had some lows too. But one thing for sure that many of us have experienced is the loneliness of entrepreneurship. It's exciting, it's thrilling, but it can also be lonely. And it's in that isolation, Catherine, where most people quit. Jason, it's in that isolation of feeling like you have to do this by yourself that most people quit. And I want to remind you that you are so much closer than you think if you just don't give up. And that is the power of the 12. Remember, I told you I'm not talking to everybody. If you're joining me live, hello and welcome. Who I'm talking to are only the 12. The 12 people who can relate to this. The 12 people who can relate to the fact that when we start a business, we feel pumped up. We feel super excited. We're like telling everybody our ideas and writing down our goals and writing the vision and making it plain, and it feels good. But then when you meet some bumps in the road, doubt starts to creep in. When you meet some bumps in the road, Keith, you start to question if this is really what God told you to do. This is the thing that most people do not talk about. Because if you talk about it, sometimes you may feel like a failure or you feel like you're not doing enough, or a number of things, negativity can come in your mind questioning you on this journey. But I want you to know you're not an abnormality. What's happening to you is an awareness that you are uncomfortable in the loneliness, in the isolation of entrepreneurship because you don't have a team. Well, my hope is that those of you who are listening, not everyone, but those of you who know that you're a part of the 12, you'll realize this, that it's now time to ask yourself the hard questions. And the hard question, Jason, is, am I willing to live the next 5 to 10 years of my life in the same way that I've lived the last 5 to 10 years of my life? Am I willing? Because if you say that, yes, I'm willing to do it because I've had more high days than I had low days and I'm doing all right for myself, then great. Stick with where you are. But those of you who knows that there has to be a shift, that there has to be something different, that tomorrow cannot look like it did yesterday, then I'm talking to you. Somebody type in the chat, you're talking to me. You're talking to me, Chantel. You know? Because what I love and what I admire about the spirit of an entrepreneur is that we have the ability to resurrect and be resilient when the time calls for it. But what we don't talk about is in those moments where nobody's knocking on our door. It's in those moments where no one's buying your products, no one's checking for your services. It's in those moments that we start to doubt and we start to shrink our dreams. We're like, well, maybe I'll change the price on my product, or maybe I'll offer a different service. And you get caught up in this, as my mother would say, this rigmarole of trying to fit your gifts into a box of belonging, into a box of complacency. And God did not mean for your box to be confined in such a restricting place that it doesn't allow all of the gifts that He gave you to shine. If you are ready to finally unbox it and do it in a way that honors where you're going, It honors your future. It honors the dreams that you say that you had anyway. It honors the desires that you have. Maybe you want to work from home. Maybe you're just tired of having to check into your 9 to 5 or your 8 to 4. You want God to blow that shifting wind in a direction that can be sustained. If that is you, then you're one of my 12. Congratulations. And it gets better. It gets sweeter, because what most people don't understand is that when you feel like you want to quit because of the loneliness, because of the isolation, because of having to do most things by yourself, you are right at that cusp of breaking through to your next level. And that's why I decided to come here today to let my 12 know that I see you, that I honor you, and I celebrate everything that you've done up until this point. But guess what? Now is the point where the shift has to take place, where you have to take ownership over that next level. And what does that look like? Well, let's look at my favorite person, Jesus. Let's talk about Jesus. And when he was building his assignment and he built it with the 12, he chose the 12 people who were like, Jesus, I'm willing. I'm ready. Yes, I've been trying to catch fish all night long, but you told me to cast down my net, and I'm going to cast it down. And guess what? When they became willing to do something a little bit differently than what they had been doing, guess what? Fish, a net breaking, a boat sinking blessing came upon them. And I believe that that is your portion. Those of you who have been struggling in the valley of figuring out entrepreneurship on your own and having the trials and the errors, those of you, the 12, remember, you might be on here, but I may not be talking to you if you're not one of the 12. One of the people who see that you belong in a great place, that you belong in thriving mode and not surviving mode. If you are like Peter, James, John, and you believe that when you have already the confidence, when you already have the dreams and the goals on the inside of you, and you just need a community to build it out, I'm talking to you. You see, purpose requires people. Purpose requires people. And if you are a person that knows your purpose or you're trying to figure it out and navigate it, guess what? You're going to need some people. You don't need more hustle. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be packaged and polished. No, you just need to go out boldly and lock arms with a person, with people who say, I see where you are, but most importantly, I see where you can be. And that is the type of team that I'm building, a team of accountability. A team of accountability of folks who are going to lovingly check you and say, no, I know that you can do more than what you're doing. A team of people who are going to be like, you know what? You said that you wanted to achieve this, but your actions aren't matching. Your desires aren't lining up with your diligence. That's what my community is all about. That's what my 12 are all about. We're willing to lovingly correct you and check each other so that we can be operating in a spirit of excellence. So if you're joining me, we're talking about your survival season is finished. Your survival season is finished. No longer as an entrepreneur are you going to be scraping the bottom of the plate trying to figure out where your next meal is coming from. And the reason why that is no longer your story is because you have a powerful story that you can transform into currency. You see, my community, it's all about transforming what you already do, your lifestyle, the one that you're already living. Be it good, baby, a little sus, whatever it is. Good, bad, little sus, whatever it is. Your story, your life. There are people who can identify with you, Yvette. There are people who can identify with the struggles that you've been through, the triumphs, and even the tragedies that you've had, who want to lock arms with you. But the reason why they haven't bought your product, they haven't bought your course, they haven't read your book is because they don't know that you exist. They don't know that you exist because somewhere along the line, you decided to play small. Somewhere along the line, you decided, well, another day, not another day. Somebody type in the chat now. Now, yes, I see you, Carolyn. I see you, Teresa. I see you, Jason. I see you. Now is the time. And if we decide that now is the time, we gotta give ourselves some more grace. We've gotta come to the part where we're like, okay, yeah, I didn't do it the last time I said that I would, but this time is different. You got to give yourself a little bit more grace and and a lot more forgiveness and say, you know what? Last week wasn't what I wanted it to be. But guess what? I'm glad that I've got a new week. How many of you are glad that you get a second chance? Because you're not behind. The world wants you to believe that you're behind and you got to play this catch up game and you should have done it a long time ago. No, like the great African proverb states, when was the best time to plant a tree? Well, the blessed time to plant a tree was 25 years ago. But guess what? The second best time, Yvette, to plant that tree is today. Because when you look at your tree 25 years from now, you're going to be like, I'm glad I didn't look at the soil and just say, oh, it's going to take forever. It's too long. You instead looked at that soil and say, no, I'm going to plant that seed so that it can grow. May not grow today, it will not grow tomorrow, but it will grow. Somebody type in the chat, grow. Grow. Growth is what we need. Growth is required if you want to go to your next level of success in life. Growth is required if you want to go to the next level of success in your relationships, in your business. There is no progress without growth. And yes, Michael, growth is uncomfortable. You ever see a seedling? I lived in Trinidad for 10 years and we had a mango tree. We had three mango trees actually in our backyard. And what I noticed is that every time a mango would be eaten and we would just throw it to the ground, that mango seed was so resilient. It didn't need any water. It didn't need me to plant it. It didn't need anything. It would lay on top of the soil. And all of a sudden, I would see these little stems start to sprout out of it. And I was like, that's interesting. It doesn't have anything, at least from what I could see, didn't have anything that it needed in order to survive. It didn't have the soil. I didn't water it. It was in the shade, so it didn't have the sun. And I looked at how much growth took place from the time I ate the mango and threw the seed on the ground to the time that I saw that stem starting to rise up. And not only did the stem start to rise up, Teresa, but the stem started to grow some leaves. And I said, well, if I leave this seed down here long enough, I can almost guarantee that after a year, there would not just be a little seed with a little root and a little leaf, but eventually that seed is going to turn into a tree. And it reminded me of this idea that you and I, our ideas are seeds. And if we only nurture them a little bit more, if we only had the right environment and community to let our seeds grow, Ashley, 10 years, let's not even talk about 10 years, 2 years, 2 months from now, you would be in a totally different place. And that is what my 12 understand that no other people understand. If you're just joining me, I'm talking to my 12. Yes, you may be joining me from all parts of the world, all across the globe. But this message, although it's reaching everyone, it's not for everyone. This message about surviving outside of the survival season, thriving outside of your season of just getting by, this message is not for those who are content with life as you know it today. This message is for those who are discontented with life as you know it today. You're so uncomfortable, Anne Marie, that you're like, I don't know what Chantel is saying, but I feel her heart. I just joined this conversation right now, and I can feel the energy that she has to move me to the next level where I don't know what it is that I got to do, but I'm willing to say I'm ready and find out more about this big shift because you are one yes away from your next level of success. Let's stop building thinking that we have to do it alone. Let's stop building our businesses with the same baggage of losses that we've carried in the past. Demetrius, you were born a winner. Even though you've had moments of failure, guess what? In your DNA is winning. That's why when Jesus got his 12 disciples, they were not qualified on paper. They didn't have any long resume of being prophets and priests and preachers and apostles. They didn't have none of that. But what they had was the heart. You see, you've got something in you that is undeniable. You've got a fire in your belly that is contagious. And guess what? There are people who are specifically called to you that will only respond to your voice only when you're willing to speak up. And many of us have been playing small, hoping that we'll get discovered, hoping that people will buy our products, hoping that people will go to the website and fill out the paperwork and buy what you're selling. But guess what? They won't do it because you have not shown them that you are just as committed to your dream as you say that you are. And how do I know? I know because you're still hiding. I know because you get that gumption in your belly, like, I'm going to do it big this time, but then you disappoint yourself because you underdeliver. I know that there is still someone on the inside of you who, that little girl, that little boy who's still cheering for you to win. So don't let the distractions of life and the losses that you've taken make you feel like you're disqualified for your next level. Don't let it make you feel like you've got to go back to that job that you've hated because it's just you're just not cut out for this thing. What's in you, that's right, Demetrius, it will come out of you if you only rise to the occasion and decide to show up. And the great part about it is if you're a believer like I am, you know, like, listen, I'm not even going to do the talking. I'm going to let Holy Spirit talk through me because it is in him that we live, it is in him that we breathe, and it is in the Lord that we have our being. So anything that I share with you is not even coming from my voice. All the good things. If I say some crazy things, yeah, it's coming from me. But if I say some great things, listen, it's not coming from me. It's coming from the Holy Spirit. You see, my biggest challenge to you is to focus on the life that you want and not the life that you've been living. Focus on the life that you want, Ivana, not the life that you've been living. Because the moment you decide to put all of your focus into the life that you want will become more crystal clear to you. I promise you, you'll start to get those deposits in your mind, like ideas that you'll be like, oh, wow, I need to do this tomorrow, that on Saturday, this on Monday in order for me to get to the life that wants me. But sometimes we get those ideas and we get motivated and then it quickly wears off because we don't have the right community. And that's why I'm only talking to, and I welcome those of you who are joining me on YouTube and on Facebook and on TikTok. I welcome you to this community, but I'm not actually talking to everyone. I'm only talking to my 12 entrepreneurs, those brave hearted ones who know that you do not get that the devil does not get a final say on the next 5 years of your life. Those of you who know that you are willing and ready to use the gifts that God already put on the inside of you to share them with the world. Those of you who are ready to get paid to be you. Those of you who are willing to say, hey, I don't have a perfect life. Guess what? Nobody else does. But just because my life is not perfect does not mean that I can't package it in a way that allows me to live the life of my dreams, that allows me to have a vacation when I want to, that allows me to work from home. That is what I'm talking about. Changing your story, not into hopes and dreams, but changing your story into actions that are attainable, into desires that are attainable, calling those things that are not as though they were. That's the difference between dreamers and doers. You see, dreamers, they sit on the sideline and they waste a lot of time. You see, dreamers think about what can happen, but doers make it happen. You see, the community that I'm building, and if you are one of my 12, because it's not for everybody, I want you to send me a direct message right now and say, I'm one of the 12. I'm one of the 12, Precious, because this is a community where you get mentored, you get coached, you get prayed for, you get held accountable to the life that you say that you wanted in the first place. You see, this community that I'm building that is already built, but you just have to say yes to be a part of it. This community is where you transform your life into not being on a discount rack. Okay, somebody? Because if you've got a job, let me tell you the truth. Your job will never pay you what you're worth. June, your job is paying you a fraction of what you're worth. First of all, you're priceless, number one. But putting it in the real world context, the only type of job that can pay you what you're worth is a job that you create for yourself. Seriously, because in entrepreneurship, your income is unlimited. You decide, okay, my the car that I want is 10, you know, $50,000. Well, I need to create a product where I can sell at least a $5,000 package 10 times and get my car of my dreams. You can't go, Travis, to a job and say, listen, I want that $50,000 car. So I'm going to need you to increase my hourly wage so that I can get to my goal within the next year. No, a job is not going to do that. I wish, but it's just not possible. And so the 12 though, my 12, they understand that listen, in order for me to be and do and live the way that I want to live, I've got to create something that will pay me. Not doing anything crazy, not trying to start a new business or a business that is so that allows me to just overwork myself. No, but get paid for what you're already doing anyway. If you're already cooking, cook. If you're already helping your children with homework, help them with homework. Like the get paid to be you is already about the lifestyle that you're living. Now let's monetize it. Let's monetize your life, okay? This community is all about helping you to unpack and unwrap those gifts. Don't wait till Christmas, Cornelius. You've already got the gift. You just got to unwrap it, okay? Cuz here's what I want you to know. This is the shift, the second shift. AI will replace you. If you've got a job that requires you to show up and do something, there's a chance that AI will replace you in the next 5 to 10 years. And I say that with a smile, even though it will be tragic for a lot of people. A lot of folks who don't get this message and have this urgency in their belly, they will be sad, but not my 12. Not my 12 who are willing and ready to lock arms with me. Not my 12 who say, okay, I want the coaching, I want the accountability so that no matter how the winds of the economy blow, I will not be blown away. I'm going to blow my own mind. I'm going to blow my own doubts. I'm going to blow my own fears out the way so that I won't be shocked by this shift in the economy. And in fact, not only will I not be shocked, but I'll be more than prepared. You see, when you write your own checks through entrepreneurship and you're not dependent on a job to pay you, guess what? You'll have everything you need. Will life be perfect? No, I never sell a perfect life. Far from it. But what I will say is that you'll have more control over your life. You go from feeling powerless to feeling powerful. I'm sure my entrepreneurs in the chat can attest to that, right? But we're going to take that to the next level. You see, when you bring your story and package that as your brand, you become irreplaceable. In fact, you move from being irreplaceable to irresistible. There's a whole world out there who is waiting to connect with you, Shamar. There's a whole world out there who's waiting to hear your voice, that's waiting to hear your funny stories, that's ready to hear the song that you've been singing quietly to yourself in your heart. There's a whole community out there for you. And when you package your story, when you package your expertise, when you package your life, man, and say, listen, I'm already going to be taking my vitamins anyway, so I might as well take vitamins that pay me. When you already say, listen, I'm already washing my face anyway, so I might as well be washing my face with a product that pays me. I'm talking about turning your lifestyle and making it into lucrative income. That's what the 12 understand that others don't understand. The 12 understand that working hard does not equal a worthy lifestyle. Okay. Sometimes we think that hard work is noble, Ivana. Sometimes we think that because we go to work early and we leave tired and all we can do is just go home and, heat up food in a microwave and then go to sleep and then do it again the next day, that we've accomplished something. No, you've not accomplished anything but just a life that is less than the one that you were designed to live. I pray that this is a wake up call, and if it is, let me just see some hearts in the chat. Let me just see the love in the chat, because I love you so much that I am here to just shift some things in your mindset, to let you know that you don't have to do anything differently than what you're already doing. And once you decide that you want to get paid for that very thing that you're already doing, then you've unlocked another level of success. And I'm here to help you do that. Mark, I'm here to help you do that. And what's so great about it is that you're not going to be by yourself. You see, when we look at your brand and we look at the person that you are, the unique, beautiful person that you are, the perfect person, you're perfect because you're perfectly imperfect. When we look at that and we package it into something that is consumable for the masses, guess what? AI can't replace you. Your job, they may be able to replace you, but guess what? Your checks will make that job so far away from your memory that if they decide to fire you tomorrow, you wouldn't care. That is the power of packaging your lifestyle. You see, brands, Teresa, they're the new banks. Your brand, Cornelius, is the new bank. Somebody, if you want to turn who you are into a bankable brand, somebody type in the chat, bank, bank, bank. You can bank on that. Yes, you can bank on that, Jason. You can bank on that. Visibility. Visibility is your value. If you've got a phone right now or a computer, which I know you have because you're watching this live, listen, the trap, stop the rabbit hole of just posting and liking, and you're loving everybody else's life so much, but you're not loving your own because you're not doing anything but consuming and you're not producing. That's a problem. Too many of us have become comfortable with being spectators in this life. Hamilton, don't be a spectator in your own life. Don't watch other people's lives be enriched and be abundant and have all these great things happening, and you're stuck just watching and witnessing and wishing. No, listen, if you are part of the 12 of those of you, I don't care where you are in the world, but those of you who have this mindset that you're like, okay, Chantel, I hear you, but most importantly, I feel you. I know that I've been playing small. I know that I've been hiding, and I'm ready to stop that. 2026 will not look like 25. And if you understand that and you are ready for that shift, let's turn your brand, the one that you're already building. Some of you are building it intentionally, Christopher, and some of you are building it by default. But either way, you're building a brand. If you are one of the 12, you understand that you can no longer have a brand that's not paying you. If you're one of the 12, you understand that, listen, if I'm going to be living this life anyway, Chantel, I want you to show me how I monetize my life. Okay. I'm the girl for it. Listen, I'm here for you. I'm here for you because I know what it's like to be frustrated with the ideas that God gave me. Not because I was mad that He gave them to me. No, but I was frustrated because I didn't know exactly how I can turn those ideas into income. It wasn't until it wasn't until I was willing to share my story. It wasn't until I turned what I had in my head into something that other people could appreciate. Because you can't duplicate what's not documented. Now I'm about to go into a whole teaching right now, and I gotta go. But I want you to know you cannot duplicate what's not documented, and you cannot expect your business to grow if you don't have systems in place that allows your presence to be known. What am I talking about? Systems. This is a big fancy word that I hear some people mention, and I hear it all the time, but I don't really know what it means. I'm talking about a system that does not rob you of life, but a system that adds life to you. A system where you are documenting your life. You're putting the camera on. You are sharing your story. You're talking to people. A system of communication that allows you to say, hey, I know that I'm not meant to just speak to my friends and my family, but I'm created for more. I know that there are people that God called me to that I have to start showing up for. That system will turn your ordinary life into an extraordinary life, Smiley. And that's the system that I have for you. No, no. In fact, I don't have it for you. I only have it for my 12 because there are 12 people who are, you're one of the 12. You're going to DM me and tell me, I'm one of your 12, Chantel. I'm a builder. I'm not a beggar. I'm one of your 12, Chantel. I might be in a season where I'm feeling a little powerless because some things have happened and my life's not turning out the way I look for it to turn out. But listen, I'm trying to come into my power. I don't want to be powerless anymore. I don't want to feel defeated. Yes, I've taken some L's, but I'm willing, I'm ready for you to teach me how to turn those L's into lessons. If that is you, I look forward to your DM. If that's not you, then that's okay. I'm happy that you're here for the conversation. You see, if we do not build a personal brand, someone less qualified than you will build theirs. Someone less qualified than you will build theirs, and theirs won't be as good as you. But guess what? We'll never know how good your brand could be because you haven't decided to start it. Hi, Devette. I'm good. Thanks for asking. Yes. So we've got to be committed to turn our story, turn ourselves into something that is bankable, profitable, and that changes our life so that we can change other people's lives. Reminder to those who are joining us, you are not behind. You are not too late. I know the devil's tried to trick you out of your spot, try to tell you, listen, it's over for you. The best days of your life, they're gone. But don't let them trick you out of your spot. Don't let the devil disqualify you. And don't let the devil cause you to doubt what God said that you are. It's your season to come out, baby. It's your season to come out. It's your season to show out. Listen, and I know you might be scared. You're like, Chantel, I don't know about you. You don't mind being on the camera. You don't mind talking to people. Listen, it's okay when you have community. And that's why I'm talking to my 12. Listen, this conversation is global. Yes, I love my folks. Y'all are all over the world, but I'm not talking to everyone. I'm only talking to my 12. My 12 who understand that just like Jesus, he brought people from near and far. He brought fishermen, he brought killers, he brought people from all over the world. He's like, listen, I don't care what you done did. Once you accept me, once you follow me, your life will never be the same. Your life will never be the same. And listen, I'm by far not Jesus. I just follow him. I'll promise you this. When you decide to partner, now it may not be with me, but it may be with somebody else. Either way, you need some community behind you, right? When you decide to partner with the right community, guess what? There will be movement in the message that God put in your heart. Some of you have been silent for so long and you see everybody else doing it and you're like, man, I know I can do that too. Some of you have been posting and you've been hoping. And you're like, man, if I could only get this video to go viral, or people could only check out my products, people could only, know about my great services. Guess what? It doesn't have to take a lifetime for you to catch your win. You just have to decide when. And the win is when you say yes. When you say yes, Queen, to say, look, I'm not going to do this by myself. Like, I'm done trying to figure it out on my own. And you decide, you know what? Chantel, I'm one of your 12. I don't know what it looks like. I don't know what I'm going to be required to do, but I know one thing for sure is that I am not going to do this next level of my life alone. And I'm excited for you. I'm excited for you. I'm so excited for you that I'm going to invite you to DM me. DM me, just say I'm one of your 12, and I will be so happy to share with you this amazing project that I'm doing. It's an amazing project that I'm launching for my 12, Morgan, who say, I'm ready to transform my life into lifestyle changing income. I am ready to take what I already know, what I already do, what I already love, the conversations that I'm already having, and turn that into some currency. And when you do that, when you DM me, I am one of the 12. We'll be locked in. We'll be locked in, and I've got some great things to share with you. So I've got to run. I love you. Jesus loves you. Listen, once that's in the bag, listen, you can't lose. You cannot lose. Cannot lose. I'm excited for you, and I look forward to working with you. I look forward to working with my 12. We're gonna have some net breaking, boat sinking type of blessings our way because we're following the principle of partnership. Partnership. Partnership is when